Well, it's Saturday the 29th of October. This is episode 2238 of 301 Permanently Moved.online, a personal podcast 301 seconds in length, written, recorded and edited by me, at the JMO. My feeds today are full of people expressing their desire to leave the bird site. By quite some margin, the most successful episode I've made so far this year has been 10 tips for creators in 2022. Produced from my experience after making over 16 hours or 200 episodes of a different kind of social media. If you are new around here or listening to Permanently Move for the first time, I direct you to that show. It's a companion to this one. 10 tips for leaving Twitter. 1. Have some ambition. Whatever you decide to do after leaving Twitter, I hope it's ambitious. The average Twitter user spent 5 hours a month there, just 10 minutes a day. Some of you are leaving after regularly spending 15 hours a week there. Remember, according to the place that you are leaving, tweeting 3 to 4 times a week made you a heavy user. Posting just 1,200 characters was apparently enough to make you a meaningful contributor to our collective culture. It did not. 2. Pay attention. Your attention is sovereign. Where and what you're going to put your attention on is currently the single most important question you have to answer for yourself. Cultivate and relearn the practice of discernment. Attention is such a powerful resource that humanity harvests it for profit. Humans create and consume culture just as the bees produce and consume their honey. Consider the quality of the honey and consider the beekeeper's intentions. 3. Who cares anyway? Next time you go for coffee or dinner, take a note of how long it takes for the conversation to turn to something that happened on social media. Twitter is only the 15th biggest social network on the internet. Talking about your Pinterest collection is actually more relevant to more people than any event that occurred on Twitter. It is likely that no one cares more about Twitter than you did. 4. People stop playing games all the time. Don't feel remorse or regret for putting Twitter down. 9 out of 10 people do not finish a game they have bought and paid for. Twitter was a terrible game. Followers, likes, retweets and replies. A big chat room with added metrics. Whatever you're going to do next, that scoreboard has no relevance now. 5. Play a different game. There are 2 types of players, uploaders and downloaders. Don't get sucked into short form video, unless you're making them. Otherwise, it's pure download and penny theatre. Write, think and create in more than 240 characters. Level up. It's check out my Tumblr, not check out my Tumblr post. Create and curate content to be consumed in aggregate, not isolation. For the love of blogs, start a blog, a newsletter, a YouTube channel, whatever. 6. What do you want to do instead? I've changed my mind. Uploader and downloader player types are a bad metaphor. And a bad metaphor, Tyson Yunkaporta says, is a curse. All of the web is viewed through the metaphor of the window. Take this good metaphor seriously. You move horizontally across the web, not upward into abstraction. Tip the Gnostic up and down of cyberspace outwards into the field. Ask yourself, are you looking in through the window of the web browser, or are you looking out? 7. Subscribe to my newsletter. Twitter metrics have pickled your brain. An audience of 7 is not disheartening or pathetic. 7 people in your living room is wonderful, if a little crowded. If all of you listening right now were to be together in person, we'd need a local theatre. Twitter made you lazy. Up and down created hierarchy. It's the toing and froing that creates the relationships. If you choose to play a different game, tell people. You can't take your network with you. If someone decides to play a different game, like and subscribe. Follow them wherever they are headed. You might make new companions on the journey. 8. Create something every week. You're not on Twitter anymore, so there's so much extra time. Create something meaningful to you. Spend a few hours doing it and do it regularly. Don't get mad if others are doing it too. The publish button is the same for you as it is for everybody else. 9. What are you willing to pay for? Creating something more ambitious than a tweet requires graft, not craft. These 5 minutes of social media, right now, are the result of multiple hours of my life in both effort and time. If you come across something online that is meaningful, consider paying for it. Remember, you never spent a penny on Twitter because it was all meaningless. 10. Read the room. You are leaving a place that has done immense damage to our society and culture. You and I share in that complicity. Wherever you decide to go, whatever game you decide to play, it is likely that there are other people already playing. Complete the tutorial. New worlds have different norms and different cultures. Check the date when you arrive. It likely says Eternal September. Consider you may have brainworms and may need quarantine.